Hey Leo, I'm Empress Rose. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this one, check your other major placements. But if I do catch your storyline or wavelength on this one, then I'll be doing an extended, and you can go over there and check that out on Vimeo. We'll look more into the oracle cards. This one's going to be a straight up, more traditional tarot spread. All right, so I've already shuffled, so let's cut the deck and get going. Okay, from the bottom of the deck, an overall vibe here, we have Eight of Wands, communication. All right, Leo, talking about communication, seeing something that you want, clear communication that brings you closer to something that is desired. But communication overall, this card can come up when you need to check your email, you need to make sure you've opened all your snail mail, you need to, there could be a communication glitch somewhere. So this can be not just about messages coming in, but messages having already come in and that you need to actually find or uncover or remember, something like that. So communication is the overall vibe here. Communicating what you want. Clarity. All right, Leo, this is your, whoa, what do we got? This is your past, your present, whew, your inner landscape, what's at issue, environment, to-do list, possible outcome. My goodness is this about communication. Holy crap, I don't think I've seen anything like this before. You've got 4 swords here. This is all about thoughts, ideas, communication. That's what our swords are. We started off with the Eight of Wands, which is communication, but it happens in the wand suit, so it has to do with inspiration, speed, and then the rest of this is some sort of, oh wow, clear thinking, clear thoughts, clear communication, clarity. I love it, and it might have something to do with work, or it's correlating with work pretty strongly, because the only other thing you have here is Pentacles. We also have another strong movement. I thought you guys maybe had like strong movement from your last time too. Is that correct? Am I remembering that correctly? Maybe it was your love reading. I don't know, but a lot of movement here. Chariot, Eight of Swords, this just has massive amounts of energy, pent up energy, built up energy. Hold on, left my door open. All right, yeah, and then we've got just a lot of movement and a lot of energy, just so much wind coming through here, just gusts of changes and communication. There's a lot of movement here. All right, so let's get going. We've got Knight of Swords in your recent past, some sort of communication, clarity coming in. Again, this Knight of Swords, this one in particular, his mouth is very prominent here, communication, and it's out of this ocean, out of this tumult, out of this confusion. This can be a person, this could be you from the past, bringing in some sort of clarity, some sort of clear understanding, a communication coming in here that cuts through some sort of BS or cuts through some emotional issue. It's definitely bringing in it's someone or a vibe. These are, you know, these court cards are more like baseball player cards. So this is a really strong player, communication, clarity, really focus. Very focused, right? In order to wield that sword usefully, it takes courage and focus. So there was somebody communicated either courageously in a very focused way, or that was you. There was communication, courageous communication, focused communication, clear communication, kind of cleared through the BS is what the Knight of Swords brings in, a lot of clarity into something. And it could just be clear thinking, just being able to really think clearly and in a very focused way about something. Current situation is Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords here, this is an epiphany. So this person may have revealed something and you're like, aha, I understand now. I see this all so much more clearly. I understand. We have an epiphany coming into this darkness, blooming in the darkness, some sort of understanding and opening of the mind. Your mind might be opening to something, some sort of information or communication that's come in here that's just really clear, opens your mind so you can see something. There's like a whole perspective shift or mental shift here going on, a new understanding, a new clarity, a new communication possibly, right? Swords are communication or clarity or clear thought. So an epiphany here, or a startling new information exactly where you were not expecting it. Maybe you were, but just seems like these, we have bindweed here, or morning glory, blooming in the middle of the night. We weren't expecting morning glory here. A leap forward in understanding and clarity. A strong leap forward. It's like seeing in the dark. Yes, that's it. Yeah, I see. It's seeing in the dark. It's a really clear sight, an opening of the mind in some sort of place that's been dark and murky and difficult to understand. Might have come from this Knight of Swords. Someone may have said something that really opened your mind and helped you see the world around you. There's almost a sense of presaging something, of seeing the dawn before the dawn arrives. Like at the top of a roller coaster, this understanding of the whole trip ahead of you, this sight and this vision of the understanding of what lies ahead here. In your hopes, fears, inner landscape, you're thinking of quitting something, leaving something. This is the quitting card. Quitting is great. It opens up time for other things. If you want to quit something that you want, that's where quitting's bad. But if you're quitting something that you realize no longer has a place in your life, you don't need it, you can move on. You want to move on. So there's thinking about leaving something, thinking about quitting, thinking that with the Six of Swords, there's never some place you're actually going to. There's not a specific goal. It's just not this. I just don't want to do this anymore. It's not like, oh, I have so many decisions to make. Do I do this? Do I do that? Well, maybe I have to quit this thing. It's not, I have to quit this. It's like, I think I feel done with this. This is, so maybe some clarity came in. You can see clearly now, you're having an epiphany, and it's got you thinking about leaving. Or you could be worried about someone else leaving. Maybe someone brought you some information and you're like, oh, maybe they don't want to be here anymore. Maybe they're going to leave. So leaving, quitting something is on your mind. It's something you're thinking a lot about. What's at issue here is this Four of Swords in reverse. Nap time is over. Nap time is over, or Four of Swords in reverse can be either a pretty serious illness, which would be kind of a weird thing to come up in a, which I'm uncomfortable with bringing up in a general reading, but just like as a general interpretation of reverse Four of Swords, we could have a serious illness right here. But you could be like realizing maybe how serious this illness is. But we could also be having, like Four of Swords in reverse can also be like, you were supposed to take a nap and you didn't. You were supposed to take a break, but instead you just kept charging through, kept crashing and bashing forward. And the other thing of Four of Swords could be waking up from a nap time. Which is more what I guess I'm seeing here with all these other swords and all this other communication is this sort of nap time is over. It's time to get back to work. We've hopefully reset. We've hopefully gotten a new perspective, right? With this Ace of Swords, that would be like getting a new perspective on something, understanding something, and being able to return to it with our rested eyes, right? So returning to the action, returning to the activity. Hibernation period is over, nap time is over, and it's time to, start communicating with someone again, start talking about something again, or start interacting with the greater world again. You maybe got some information and went into like hermit mode, or I don't want to talk. I'm gonna hibernate underneath this wood here, and now it's time to wake up. So you return to activity. Maybe not the same activity as before, but just like getting going again. We had a nap in the middle of the day, and now we're reorienting ourselves. In your environment, 10 of Pentacles. So something has come to fruition here and has completed. There's some sort of job that's been done apparently without you, but something's been completed, something's over and done with. This could have to do with work. This could have to do with some sort of project that you spend your time and money on, and it's over now, it's done. We don't need to, someone accomplished something. And the 10 is a completion, right? So it's completed. The task is completed. Maybe people at work completed a task or a project and you weren't part of it, but now you need to come back into, and bet you'll be part of the next one, or something's kind of completed and over and achieved and accomplished. Someone may have accomplished something. This can also be, I'd feel more, with the Four of Swords reverse, serious illness, but 10 of Pentacles is also our inheritance card, our family money card. Inheritance card because the wage earner has stopped all potential of future wages, of future activity, of future success. So it's time for that success to be enjoyed and reveled in. So 10 of Pentacles can be that achieved success, completion, a completed project, the retirement of someone. Someone may be retiring here and they're done with their work life, or someone completed a project, or if you do project work, that project's completed. If you are an independent contractor, this contract is done and completed. So some sort of completed contract, completed work, it's done. In your environment, your to-do list is the Chariot. Okay, so here, this Eight of Wands has so much energy to it, so much like just this rush of this red-tailed hawk coming in for a visionary snake, a vision, but it's just a lot of communication. It's very focused. It's very clear on what it wants, and it's coming in with a big whoosh, right? And then we have that backed up and underscored 4 times with all of these swords, 4 card swords here. So 4 sword cards. So we have just a lot of whooshing here, a lot of, and that just reminds me of speaking, of maybe some bluster, maybe a lot of talking. There's just a lot of talking going on here, and maybe there was silence for a while, and then you understood something a lot more clearly. Maybe what somebody said, you understood it finally, and now you're able to talk to them and talk more clearly to them. So the Chariot, this is moving. This is Honey Badger. Get what you want. Go for it. Go for what you want. You can see, this Ace of Swords came in. You do see something pretty clearly. Your intuition is on par. Your heart's in the right place. Everything's kind of coming together for you to move forward and grab what you want. Honey Badger's grabbing some chickens. I don't know who I'm rooting for here, but there's a sense of the heart and the head being in sync here and moving forward. So the Chariot always has a lot of movement. It could be talking about literal transportation, actual taking a trip, a car, transportation, movement. That's where you're going. And that's your to-do list. You're looking for that moment, the opportunity to make your move, the opportunity to go for a trip, the opportunity to engage in some strong forward movement. Everything kind of coordinates and comes together, and you're looking sort of for that green light, that go, and then you take it. So your job is to look for the green light and then go, peel rubber when that happens. And then we have 8 of Pentacles. So another 8 here and another Pentacle. So 8 of Pentacles, work lies ahead. So, you know, if you completed a project, you've got new work coming. But you're going to have to jump on the opportunity as soon as it happens. You see the opportunity. I see you having a watchful eye for opportunities, right? And this badger is grabbing at his abundance, grabbing at something that's going to sustain, because our sustaining thing kind of ended here. It was successful and it ended. And now we got to grab at a new opportunity. We got to see the hole in the fence. We got to have our new opportunity and grab it. For a hot meal on the go. And then we have 8 of Pentacles, so getting to work. So this could be a new job coming in, and you're going to need to move fast on that. Lots of communication. Make sure you're checking your email this week or next week or in the coming weeks around this reading. So because it looks like an opportunity. Of course, the work isn't going to be like all fun and games. You're not going to be like, woo, this is... Every day is my greatest joy. There's a lot of mundanity here, a lot of just, there is going to be some repetition, all of that, but generally 8 of Pentacles is work that you enjoy and getting to work. So grabbing that opportunity and getting to work is basically what we got, Leo. If that resonated with you, come over on my Vimeo if you want, and I will pull some oracle cards and see what else we got.